Alright, we are back. Only 389 people in the queue to go. You're getting close now. That's good, Martha. We'll do a quick snow update here. And so, piling up quite a bit more already. So we'll see in another hour or so where we're at. So yes, it's still coming down. Yeah, the view's not too bad from our apartment. The little pond that we have outside, it's much nicer when it's covered with snow because it's pretty green and gunky when it gets into it has lots of algae in it when it gets to the middle of the summer. Yes, but it's if you could barely call it that, it's pretty gross looking. There'll be ducks in it and stuff from time to time, but I think they even feel pretty disgusting having to wade through it, I would guess. Ducks quacking. You love it? So I'm guessing if you're level 81, so are you doing Charlian stuff yet, or are you in Thavnair? And you're going through as Bard, right? Because Bard is your, Bard's your main, right? Just came back from Thavnair, okay. And did you do the Thavnair quest first then, before you did the stuff? Bard and Red Mage, okay. Yeah, I did find, so I will warn you, I did find that, it dried up pretty fast, the extra experience. I did have to grind a little bit to get to level... It was either at the end of level 81 to get to 82, or it was at the end of level 82 to get to 83. Wanted to go on a trip with the boys. That makes sense. Yeah, when I made the decision, I was like, I kind of want to learn a little bit more of the lore. And so I went with that option. So I just basically did whatever fates were around. I did some hunt stuff too. So I picked up some of the hunt bills that they had there and took care of what I could from those. Did a couple of the side quests. They actually put out a thing on it too, saying that with some of the balancing they did, they accidentally screwed up some of the experience, or it tweaked the experience so it wasn't as easy to do that. Just unlocked Labyrinthos when there will be any dungeons. So typically, if you look back at like Shadowbringers, there's one at... It's basically every odd experience level, right? So 71, 73, 75, 77, 79. So you're probably getting close to one. $347 Yalms to the north. Yeah, it's up there, I'm pretty sure. Which I'm guessing we'll go up there soon, so. Alright, well, we're probably going to venture back into spoiler territory, Martha. Let's fight this Yggdrant here. Oh, you're almost there. That's awesome. I mean... The queues are built to end, right? But that is good that you made it through without any major problems. But you're not in yet, but knock on wood. What are our plans aside from Final Fantasy XIV? So for this weekend, we have our upgrade for work tonight. And so at midnight our time, I have to start working on work stuff. Other than that, I'm on call right away in the morning tomorrow. And then, Saturday it'll be mostly just playing this and trying to finish. I think we'll get close to finishing. And then other than that, getting together with some friends. I have a friend coming over on Saturday, and we're going to play the Marvel Champions card game. And so that'll be fun. We say knock on wood, you guys say knock on not painted. Funny. Yeah, it's always fun to play something in person with folks, I think. That's why I like board games as much as I do. Especially cooperative board games, of which this is, well, it's a card game, but it's the same thing. So yeah, what about you other than work? Oh, look at the butterfly! Smash! Walk with your dog, have a nice forest outside your flat. Nice. That'll be good. Fate discovered nearby. We can do a fate quick. Get you going recently, you don't mind the weather? It's the thing with winter is once you get used to it, it's not that bad. These things are beefy. It's funny they stayed with the Shadowbringer thing for fights. So, for some it's different though. For this one, I don't know why they did this. Or I could guess why actually, but I won't say anything about it. Let's see here. Let's do this instead. It is weird that it's taken so much to knock these things down. screwed that up. Nice! Congratulations! Enjoy your time in Final Fantasy XIV. There we go. Now we got more people here to help. Alright, sounds good. Appreciate it. There we go. One down. Nice. There. Well, once all those people joined, we melted them pretty fast. Alright, well, back to it. Spoilers back on. It is time to talk to our companions here yet again. A fearsome beast, this Ayakayan. But where is it now? It's heavy. Hermes' pain. This Archaeopete is no easy prey. With its hooves and horns, it was designed to be formidable even on land. Yet they didn't stand a chance against the Ayakayan. The lacerations and burns are unmistakable. The Ayakayan was indeed responsible. But this creature is nowhere to be seen. Doros must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 Wonders. I shall go and seek him out there. Emmett, Selk, and I will search the area for good measure, just to make sure the Ayakayan did not escape. My thanks. Let us meet at the 12 Wonders when you have finished. I will go on ahead. Please follow with Callista. Come, come, it's down this path and over the bridge. Alright. Over the river and through the woods. $281 yards to the southwest. Okay. Nothing down there. Grips. There's one of the ether currents. And an etherite. Nice. Okay. Sprint away. Meteon. There it is, the 12 Wonders. Hermes is looking for Doros. Let's look for Doros, too. He's a man with long blonde hair, I think. I'll know him when I see him. She's accompanying me, alright. Look at the flowers! Look at the flowers! Beyond. Beyond me. What an enchanting familiar. I would be delighted to assist in your little journey of discovery and personal growth. What do you do here? My role is to maintain the wonders, and thus the climate across Elpis. I ensure that our every environment meets the needs of our flora, fauna, and staff, of course. Environs representing each part of Aetheris are recreated here in Elpis, that we might gain a robust understanding of our concept's potential. As such, maintaining in the appropriate balance region by region is tricky work, but more than worth the effort. Kind of place is this? The 12 Wonders is the wellspring of Elpis's weather. After a fashion, Here do we employ the latest spellcraft from Omerat to maintain and adjust the assorted climes through which our creations frolic, for test purposes. Naturally, as in any other part of Elpis, we also observe and experiment with said concepts, this conversation being perhaps one such experiment. I am going to attune first, before we chat. So we do not forget. Cloris Leachman. Surrounded by such wonders, one cannot help but envision new concepts. Not all of them good, mind you. Just walk right in. Given its body weight and the effort it requires to remain... I couldn't read it all that fast. Once I get back and record today's results, I should finally be able to put that report to bed. Not Doros. His hair is long, but the color is wrong. Mender? Do we need mending? Yes, we could use a little mending. We don't need any junk, though. Hippotho! Talk to you in a second. Talk to this blonde-haired woman first. If you're with Matian, then I assume you're on an errand for Hermes. What can I do for you? Sorry, wrong person. We're looking for Doros. Ah, I see. We do have similar hair, so people often mistake us from afar. I hope you find him soon. I have so enjoyed the time I've spent with the Eloroi. If only all of our creations were so sweet. I have a feeling this is where we need to go. Blonde-haired man. Doros! That's Doros! She was right. Well now, if it isn't Matian, what brings you here? Hermes is mad! Hermes is mad at you, Doros. Ah, I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doros. Thank you. You're in charge of Ayakionis, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the fields and restraints. Frenzied as they were, I couldn't well return them to Katisis. Once I've submitted my report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It's as he says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14! What brings you here? Nothing you need concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that Ayakeon slaughtered Occupites. As the observer in charge, you are of the opinion that they are not fit to be released. Aye, I am. Their abnormal aggression, exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they are released. Oh, it's a L. Lyacones would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've created a good many of them. All exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, their behavior was unchanged. Kairos? A memory reconfiguration system. The Chief himself created it. It allows us to erase or alter memories that we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive, and potentially dangerous. Depending on the insensity of the etheric emissions, Pashtarat may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorized by the Chief Observer. Do not misunderstand. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief, let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of ether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. 'Tis all for the greater good, and none question the necessity of such routine processes. I understand these things, I do. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat unto the world. Yet insignificant though their individual lives may be next to all creation, it is all the Lycaons have. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report, and we may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to attend the discussion, that Emmett Selk may better carry out his duties? By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. She seems upset because Hermes is upset. We have a duty to the star, this I know, but it doesn't mean we don't also have a responsibility to the lives we bring into existence here. It's interesting to see him in this state and see where he ended up. To man, other beings are just things, to be used and controlled like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. A sentimental gift. You needn't be an entelechy to feel the weight bearing down on Hermes. I fear this discussion may take a while, during which time... Matian, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes, it's you. I won't go to the meeting. I'll stay with Callista. Loath though I am to impose, may I leave Matian in your care again? Sure, since I can't go to the meeting. I'm in your debt, if you'll excuse me. Alright, where to? Can you help me with something, Callista? The meeting will make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most, of all the creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting, or beautiful, or strong. Better in some way. But flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions. What we feel and want to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one. And I want you to search with me. Let's start here at the 12 Wonders. Alright. Time to look for flowers. Deucalion. Have you seen me eat anything today? Between my observational work and my writing, I've been so busy that I cannot quite recall if I did. Alright, oh yeah. We don't have to search for it. It's the big quest symbols that we have to go to. Tree in bloom. Tree in bloom. I don't know where that came from. Vibrant purple flowers bigger than your hands adorn the tree. Oh, so big and bright. I love them. But they might be too bright. You have to think of the recipient. That's what Hermes said. Alright. Over to the slender tree. Slenderman. A tall, slender tree rises before you. You crane your neck to look for flowers. No flowers. If there were apples, we could have covered them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far. I was going to say, there's all these other things that have flowers on them, and we go to this tree that doesn't. go to the flower bed. An array of beautiful flowers grow in the bed, their mix of colors forming a pattern. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Any other place should be fine, though. Let's keep looking. We have a familiar plant. Oh, is it an Elpis? No. Oh! Haha. Funny. Set on a tall, thin stalk, the oddly shaped flower is mesmerizing in its undulations. Oh, a conian! A flower that can move! When Hermes wasn't looking, it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift, maybe. But you're good, Callista, at spotting flowers. We'll find something soon. Yeah, those things have spit lots of seeds at me in my time. Junction. Conjunction, junction. What's your function? You spy nothing promising nearby. At best, common-looking grasses with some few tiny flowers. Nothing around here. Ah! Over there, Callista. Something big, huge. A morble? Malodorous grass. Terrible stench reminiscent of sodden old boots pervades the air. Without a doubt, the culprit is the morble-like creature before you. It's an Adonis! The things around its mouth look like petals, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed him up. He didn't leave his room for days. What do you think, Callista? Would he like it? Probably not. It's probably not the good sort of memory. So not this one either. Finding a good flower, it's harder than I thought. I'm sorry, Callista, but could we search a little more? Maybe as far as the fields over there. I'll pick something after that, I promise. This Grips is here. We're gonna have to take it down. I was wondering if she was going to get attacked and, like, I'd have to go find her again. Lush green fields stretch out before you, ending where the sky begins. Aw, there's nothing. The shiny thing over there, what could it be? 3PO, what could it be? Discover a new location. 'Tis a shiny object. Oh, these again. Yep, Elpis. I wondered if this is where we go. Ooh, Elpis flowers. They're here too. Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, they're entelecchies. Like me, they feel his pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes, though. For others, they're always white and bright. So he's brooding on things. For me, they were all sorts of colors. That was more for the other people around me, though. At different times. Truly? The flower was dark in your home? Then, do you have it too? A dark emotion? I've known the pain and sorrow of loss. I've felt great fury and frustration. I've been plagued by doubt. I dare say I have a few. I've known the pain and sorrow of loss. Let's start with there. I see. Hermes has known the same. The feeling that a part of you is gone, again and again, but no one notices. Please, Callista, won't you lend it to me, your pain and sorrow? I want you to make the flower dark in front of Hermes. He has been in a dark place since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone, that others are sad too. Truly, you'll do it? Thank you, Callista, thank you. It means more to me than I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. $96 yalms to the north. Let's go grab that. I see it. I see it. That's a B rank. Shockmaw. 289 yalms to the northeast. I'm going to hazard a guess that that's up that way. And not over here. We're going to run out of space before we can get there, I think. Maybe not. 202 yalms. Yeah, we're going to run out of space. I think it's up there. Unless it's on the end of that. $162 yalms to the north. Yep, it's up there. Okay. We might as well just do this. The 12 Wonders. Oh, there's an ether current quest, it looks like. Hippo, though. You and the Eloros. At Hippotho's side is a familiar creature. What what a familiar essence you have, like that of a familiar, if you're familiar with the concept. But oh my, just my little joke, Callista, was it? I'm Hippotho. Mew, mew. Yes, we're getting to that. Callista, say hello to our familiar friend here. She's an Ailoros. The Ailoroi are one of our newest creations, highly attuned to abnormalities in their environment. At the first sign of danger, they'll sound the alarm, by which I mean mew loudly. Though we do our best to observe all of our creations, Elpis is simply too large to maintain a constant vigil over each and every temperamental species. A more efficient means of detecting conflict between creatures was in order. Thus have I taken this Ailoros under my ring, to further develop her capabilities in this area, and she does enjoy our little walks. This evening we are testing her ability to pinpoint sites of conflict. Would you like to observe? Simply tell her that her task is begun, and she'll do her utmost to locate disruptive creatures. Please do subdue any unruly subjects once you've found them. We can't have beasts running amok. We have to type it in the chat, right? Mew mew. Follow. Okay, no, we just gotta follow. Do 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 do. Grillos. Philomides notos. That's where we're gonna... oh, no. Yeah, this must be... Mermew! The Aloros alerts you to 2 new bear creatures that are facing one another down and looks at you expectantly. We're gonna give them a minute to finish their stuff. It must be a sage over there. Okay, they're done now. Took him down fast. Burp. Oh, is that it? Have to go back? Have to go back to the 12 Wonders. I think teleporting's faster. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Oops, 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 oops. Oh well. She said, it seems they're still talking. Want to wait with me until they're finished.
Hermes!
Oh. You were waiting for me.
Oh, I never put my robes back on. Whoops.
You've finished talking?
Yes. We've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company. Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Meteon has shared much with you. May we talk a moment?
Fireflies. Little hedgehog.
I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will. And when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is. but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain.
Mew?
They sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear. And it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis, or if you only did it at Meteon's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort.
Glad I could be of service. Let's have no more brooding, eh? Oh, I could tell you all about suffering.
Lest you misunderstand, I derive no pleasure from your pain. It's just the fact that you are still here in spite of your suffering gives me heart. The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteon and her sisters.
Ah, so that's their purpose, huh?
Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them. And they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life.
Interesting.
As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long. And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteon. Let's head back.
All right.
Uh-oh. Okay. What's going on with that? Yes, now let's actually go complete this quest, since I accidentally went here first. She seems quite content, but in the name of science, what were the results? As I expected. Well done, little one. Magnificent creatures, the both of you. It's a shame we cannot give you a pair of tiny wings and a bell too, but it's against protocol, I'm afraid. The Alluroi are enchanted with theirs at birth, so they are able to acclimate properly. I'm certain you have your own unique potential to rise to, however. In fact, why not join us for another phase of testing? Ether current! We could get some rings! Get some rings. There's another ether current quest all the way back here. What does that say? Touring Anagnorisis, Part 1. Alright. Meet back up with the MSQ crew here. Were you able to get some rest? Please do not hesitate to let us know if you're feeling tired. I worry we might exhaust your scarce reserves of ether. I'm glad Hermes saw the flowers. Thank you, Callista. I will help, I hope. Today will be difficult for him. The prodigal familiar returns, and after causing all manner of trouble while we were on our meeting, I'm sure. Verdict and execution. Hermes appears solemn and sorrowful. An all too brief interlude, perhaps, but it is time I attend to my next task. As Emmet, Selk, and Hythlodaeus are aware, we reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Lycaones. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doros has followed the correct protocols, and as Chief Overseer I can find no fault in his judgment. The Lycaones would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. I tend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Hythlodaeus has pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet, whatever the Bureau decides, the existing Lycaones have served their purpose. Doros has already isolated the creatures, and is preparing to carry out the necessary measures. I will join him forthwith. It is my duty to witness the conclusion to this study. If you are resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Of course, let us be off then. We return to the main aisle. And then, yeah, we better walk instead of teleport. Seeing as how they're not anywhere close to the town. This way we gotta go up. There we go. Now we're on the right path. Now we're on the right path. We're gonna outrun you, Grips. Oh wow. There they are. What are they? They look like Ifrit. I guess I can't remember if I've seen them anywhere before. There's only 4 of them. Doros, are you hurt? What's happened here? They caught me off guard. I had them bound with ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I was able to stop 4, the other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above the 12 Wonders. The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and Callista handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. If this is how it must end, then so be it. I will render assistance to Emmett Selk, unneeded though it is. Matian, you are to stay here with Doros. But Hermes... The Lycaons must be reverted. I would spare you the pain. And mine. This is my burden, not yours, but if you are intent on helping, then please, follow my lead. I'll just stay here. Good luck. So serious. Never mind my wounds, they are easily healed. It is the Lycaones which concern me. Stay with Hermes, Callista. He will need someone when the time comes. We got serious music going on here. Serious business about to happen. The tension music is so unnecessary. It feels like it's a little bit overused at this point. It's good to use it when it's like big things happening, but it's just this beast. I appreciate your help and lament that it is necessary. There it is, our quarry. Within striking distance at present, but if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here is my plan. You will approach slowly and in full view, and draw the Lycaon's attention. Now I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flame. But fear not. By my measure, you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for a few brief moments, and that will give me time to catch it unawares. Ready? Then let us begin. Whoops. Alright, we got that. Oh, we got 2 of them now, huh? Alright. That didn't go too badly. Is he gonna catch him unawares then? I would assume he does.
Now.
Looked like a medical staff.
Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace. wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten, in concept endure, to reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire. Hate, if that be your want. We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high. Fly free.
So Hermes is a member of PETA, basically.
Join the convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Fandaniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
Aye. But we shall. Pray return to the 12 Wonders. Just curious here. Oh, there is one more zone. We've got half of the ether current so far. It has been quite an exciting visit for you thus far. Oh, you weren't injured, were you? Good, good. The other Lycaons have been taken care of. The incident is resolved and life in Elpis continues as normal, or ends as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? I don't know what answer he's searching for, or if it is within our power to give it, but I believe he would make a fine Fandaniel, and that if he rejects us out of hand, we will all be lesser for it. Travelers at the crossroads, Hythlodaeus wishes to discuss plans for the remainder of your visit. Where to now? If there is anywhere you would like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused his position with the convocation, merely postponed the decision. As such, I may as well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, then allow me to remain your humble guide. And what of you, Callista? Will you continue along with us? Nothing else to do. Wonderful. Our fellowship travels on unbroken. I say we explore another part of Elpis and see what new encounters there are to be had. If you would follow me, we will first head back towards Anagnoresis. So let's see, where are they at? Back over there. Okay, we'll go chat with them quick. The rustling of murderous leaves. Drawing the thunderstroke. That was the one we were in before, I think. Didn't we part ways with Hermes not far from here? Given the size of Elpis, I expect our paths will cross again before long. From here, we follow the path northwards to Notoneus. There we will find one of the teleporters which facilitate travel between the islands of Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requisite permission, which I have previously been granted. We only need use the device together once, and henceforth you will have leave to use it freely. Shall we? We might as well. I'm gonna go this way first. Pick up this quest. Bam! Magical card. Socles. Or Socles. Touring Anagnoresis Part 1. Socles regards you with pointed interest. Welcome, friend, to Anagnoresis. I am Socles, and I imagine this region under the authority of Chief Hermes, the head of overseer of Elpis. And you are, oh, how unusual, a soul-bearing familiar. A familiar must have a mission, and yet you offer no message and carry no cargo. Are you perhaps here for the purposes of observation? Yes, that must be it. In which case you need only mention my name to Charmian, and she will gladly give you a tour of our domain. Soak it all in. Soak it all in. Charmian. Yes, Yes, what can I do for you? Give me a tour. Callista, is it? And Overseer Socles wishes me to act as your guide. Oh. Oh no, I didn't mean it like that. I would be more than happy to show you around. I'm simply wondering why the Overseer chose to send you to me, of all people. I haven't been here long myself, truth be told. Until quite recently, I was wholly engaged in a prolonged research project at Academia Anider. Surely there are other more experienced individuals who could provide a more comprehensive... This grumbling is hardly constructive, now is it? The task was given to me, and I will attempt to cover the most salient features of our facilities to the best of my abilities. After all, it is not every day that one is asked to indulge the curiosity of such a rare and fascinating visitor. We can commence the tour this very moment, if you like. Then let us begin. Rather than have me lecture you as we walk along, I think observing firsthand what we do here at Agnoresis would prove more beneficial. I will point you in the right direction, and you can question my colleagues to your heart's content. Once we've completed a circuit, we can return to speak to Overseer Socles. Alright, so you're going to follow along with me now. And we need to go this way. Oh. I guess I didn't mean to necessarily... You're going to have to really run to keep up with my mount speed. Nikias. Oh. Uh-oh. We lost her? I think we lost her. Well, where'd she go? Oh, she got left back here. I got too far away from her. There she is. Oh, weird. Yeah, I must have got too far from her and then she just stopped. Interesting. Nope, I want to talk to... Charmian. Oh, and who is your friend? Azem's familiar. Why, you appear so astute and deliberate in your thinking. I should very much like to make an extended study of your composition and consciousness. Oh, do forgive my forwardness. It is my duty to chart the behavior of familiars, and I find it ever so diverting. Arcane servants are rarely permitted to roam the world at will, you see, but our research here is given special dispensation. Once the subjects are properly registered as concepts, of course. There are times when familiars are tasked with tending cattle, or must otherwise coexist with other living beings. Such projects are brought to me, and I am responsible for observing and evaluating their potential compatibilities. Oh, but of course, if Azem might grant us permission, then you could abide here for a few years while I analyze. And on that note, we really must be moving along. Step lively, Callista. Alright, so we'll go up this way. Paramonos. Who do we have here? A familiar of some kind, judging by your ethereal structure? Yes, I am accompanying Callista here on a tour around Anagnoresis, at the behest of the Overseer. A tour? Well, feel free to wander as you please, of course, but I advise keeping your distance from the larger creatures. The fauna I have under observation occupy the top tier of the food chain, and do not take kindly to intruders in their territory, especially the specimens found on the other islands. They can be exceedingly hostile. Well, I am sure you are quite capable of defending yourself. No one appreciates a surprise tusk through the abdomen, eh? Thank you for the warning. We will proceed with due caution. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Blasty. Blaste? We'll say Blaste. Hey, Blaste! Hello, Charmian. Was there something? The Overseer asked that I give this familiar a tour of the grounds, and I thought the best way to do that was to show her what we do here firsthand. I see. Well, as my work is rather difficult to demonstrate, I hope a brief explanation will suffice. Our creations are many and varied, but I mainly preside over the plant life. When it comes to watching certain grasses grow, one must be prepared to observe over the course of several years, and in the case of trees, sometimes decades. Tedious, perhaps, yet necessary. Plants are capable of altering an entire habitat, and their presence as a food source has an enormous influence on the local wildlife. Was that the sort of thing you wish to know? Yes, that was perfect, thank you. I think we've covered the main areas of interest. All that's left now is to speak with Overseer Socles. Ah, I see you've completed your tour. Almost. We spoke with those in charge of the various facets of enagnoresis, but I thought it would be fitting to end this visit where it began, with you, Overseer Socles. I see, and what is your impression of the work we do here? It requires equal levels of passion and patience. I mean, they're all interesting people, but I am glad we could help further your worldly education. And I am glad to see you enjoyed your experience. At least I hope you did. You are truly a masterpiece of creation. Only a soul-bearing familiar could demonstrate such robust cognitive and cogitative faculties. Were you perhaps designed to inspire others? I feel something special has been woven into your aura. You have an intriguing presence, to say the least. Please stay a while and share more of your thoughts with us. Yes, I second this invitation. In all the long years I have resided here, never have I encountered such a unique entity, and one of Azem's no less. Alright. I'll maybe come back at some different point, but I got the ether current out of you that I needed, and that's it. $502 yalms to the northwest. So we're heading up to the crossroads. Going to the crossroads, 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 baby at the crossroads. Another one little bone thugs. I don't remember the words, so I just have to living in a hateful world. Going straight to hell we burn. I better be careful. I'm gonna get a copyright strike. Up we go. Alright, and we are going to take another quick break here. And yeah, so we'll be right back momentarily. Alright, we are back. Okay, so let's check in with the folks here and see what the plan is. Unless the need is pressing, I won't be tracking Hermes with my ethereal sight. 'Tis poor manners to spy on someone's comings and goings in such a fashion, so don't ask. Social conventions notwithstanding, perceiving ether requires deliberate and intense concentration, and we otherwise keep our eyes on the corporeal world. Here we are, Notoneus. This teleporter will take us to Calamelios Zephyros, the western island. That's it right there, looming large over us. Step this way and we can soon admire the view from above.
I present to you Calamelios Zephyros.
Calamelios Zephyros. That was close.
Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos.
Poiton Oikos.
Right then. Let's begin by...
A Spriggan.
Well, well. An Arrayus. How delightful.
And what, pray tell, is that?
Ah, that's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago.
Oh, so they'll call them sharks. They call everything else weird names, but that can be a shark.
Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact, and then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight, another superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst. Concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end I couldn't deny their passion.
I'm surprised they don't have the text on the screen for this.
That was too close.
Vana.
Are you unharmed? Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Vanar, that we should meet you here.
In case you forgot.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work. Vanar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
It has been a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, Selk. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number. A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
How is she, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you are?
Awkward.
I say, have you perchance come from the future?
Hey, completionist, how's it going? Out of curiosity, when's the last time I actually rocked a baby face? It's been like 6 or 7 years since I fully shaved.
I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you. Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
Interesting. Sounds rather like the Blessing of Light. Does it protect you from enthrallment by... Both of these are saying almost a little bit too much. That sounds rather like the Blessing of Light.
I see you are not ignorant to its presence. And while there are many protective spells, the one you bear is unmistakably mine.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
Alright, how do I talk my way out of this?
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
It's called the butterfly effect.
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
Oh, I wish it would say what I was saying.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting. I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future.
That is true.
Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
No.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself. As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
Something's gonna happen to interrupt. The worry.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation?
Instead of just the
I've been
teleporter.
working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos.
Poiton Oikos, the yogurt company.
We were meant to meet. I am certain of it.
We already have. I am certain of it. Just in a different,
Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly, and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
Notice more of your friends playing Final Fantasy XIV than anything else. Is there a release of a new expansion? Yeah, so, the new expansion came out last Friday. And so I'm in the middle of going through it now. About 2/3 of the way through? Maybe? Close to? A woman leading you into a verbal trap you can't get out of? Yes. I mean, she's not wrong. Like, I have met her many times. And there I thought you were a harmless stray familiar. As far as I'm concerned, this nebulous talk of future this and changing history that can wait. First, I mean to find out exactly who you are and what you hope to achieve here. The future? Our future? I am deathly curious to hear more. My apologies, but before we move along, a colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. It involves finding a certain concept-engraved crystal and the quick-fingered Aureus which made off with it. An Aureus, you say? I think we might have seen the culprit before being distracted by that business with the shark. Would you like us to follow its ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us only to the Aureus. There is no guarantee that it hasn't dropped or stashed away the crystal you seek. Please, even that much would be enormously helpful. While you are hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floor just in case. Could I ask you to join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land to the west of here. Of course. Many thanks. There is a small bridge leading to Poitin Oikos. Let us meet up there once we've exhausted our efforts. Northeast. Completionist, have you ever tried Final Fantasy XIV at all? There it is. But yeah, this is the most people that have ever been playing the game have been playing it the last week, which has caused some issues. Server queues are quite long. Elpis Minotaur. Northwest, 254 yalms. We'll go this way instead, for now. Oh, there we go. That's what I want. That's a weird being. Oh, is that like a horned coral? Melanian. Huh. Well, that's something else. Oh, they must be up above me here. Bum 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 bum. Oh. Can't play any MMOs. Don't know if you ever mentioned it. The real reason you can never play MMOs, but a small reason, is that it won't bode well towards your completionist tendencies in games. Since MMOs never really end and there's always something to do, but there's a bigger reason why you never play them. Yeah, I don't think we've ever had that conversation before. They just a little bit too addicting. Because I know that is a concern for many. Oh no. Over here. I'm trying to go to the wrong spot. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Well, there's got to be a way up over here somewhere. What is that? It's a weird plant. There we got up there. Oh, but we didn't need to get up here, it seems. Oh no, it's probably down here. Search for the concept crystal. Alright, yeah, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it's up here. So we'll go back down here. Well, that's just that person's pet that's Oh, here we go. Found it. Back over this way then. Oh, but actually, we do have 72 yalms to the south. Oh, there it is. I see it. Another ether current. It's not the addictive factor you worry about. It's your wife absolutely hates them. Back in the mid-2000s, lost a lot of close friendships due to people playing WoW, to the point those people would skip work, ignore responsibilities, and ignore her. So she hates them and will never really forgive the genre. She'd rather not incur her wrath if you ever decide to play one. You're much better off because of the tendency to be really addicting. No, that makes sense then. It's not worth risking your relationship for it. That's for sure. That said, though, Final Fantasy XIV is a fantastic MMO. Now, they do a really good job of, you know, having MMO-type gameplay, but there's nothing that it's like you have to do. Like, you don't have to log in at a certain time to do certain things. Like, there's some dailies that you can do if you wanted to maximize some things, but you don't have to. But it has a lot of those similar things where it's like, oh, I want to do this many times so I can get this, you know. The problem you present is vexing enough without adding the old Azem into the equation. And she wonders why these lines upon my brow grow deeper, when she herself wields the hammer and chisel. The Azems, both mentor and student, are a force to be reckoned with. I find them a delight, personally, but they have a habit of making Emmett Selk look as if he bit down on a sour grape. Our last searcher returns. I'm afraid the Aureus no longer had the crystal, nor was I able to find it as I followed in its wake. I don't suppose you fared any better. Here it is. Hi-oh. The crystal, well done. Wonderful, now I can focus on your tale without that missing concept nagging at my mind. Have you always had a knack for finding things? I have had to find lots of things in my time. Traveling and searching go hand in hand, that is true. You travel often, then? It seems we have something in common. Long ago, when I held the seat of Azem, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys has lessened considerably since I entrusted the position to my whimsical successor. Yet I am still eager to come running should an old acquaintance or new interest acquire my personal attention. That is what brings me to Elpis, in fact. Many times has my presence been requested, my opinion sought concerning the habitat of this or that creation. Agreeing to help locate that missing crystal was a minor distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is, the way one thing leads to another, wouldn't you agree? Can't hold people against the genre itself, as long as they love what they do. That is what truly matters. You don't think playing the genre is really going to enrich your life personally, so even if you miss out on the genre entirely, you don't think, for you and personal gaming tastes, you're not missing much. No, that's true. I will say, like, especially Shadowbringers and then this patch, like, the story is phenomenal. But you could easily watch someone's playthrough on Twitch or YouTube to see the story and experience it. So you wouldn't need to necessarily play the game if you were interested in that. To me, it's one of the best Final Fantasy stories of all the games. A past not yet come to pass. Okay, we are in the level 87 quest now. So yes. Vina is in a cheerful mood. Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I returned this stolen property. If you would go on ahead to my accommodation, I will join you as soon as I have attended to that task. Follow the path straight ahead to the building at the top of the slope. I have the entire place to myself, so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. Couple of random people here. Melanipe. I always feel much better after taking a short respite to converse and debate with my associates. Glaphyra. I consider it essential to exchange ideas with my colleagues regarding my observation work. Without such external stimulation, one has a tendency to lose the forest for the trees, so to speak. $191 yalms to the northeast. Go up here in attune. Have you been playing anything in the little spare time you have recently, completionist? Alright. We are attuned. Meliagros. I am a taxonomist, an artist in the medium of names. It is my job to adorn the flora and fauna of Aetheris, such as these creatures you see here, with names befitting their natural beauty. Let's go grab that quick while we're here and thinking about it. Up east. Let's actually go east. That Minotaur looks beefy. Discovered a new location. $40 yalms to the south. Gonna be right on the other side of this wall. Oh, there it is. Good thing I didn't jump. Okay, the next one then is 300. Okay, so the next one's going to be up that way. And that's... Okay, one of two left. The other one is probably up over here, I'm guessing. Okay. Back this way. Don't stray from the path. Poitin Oikos. Glaucon! Are you quite all right? Even for a mere familiar, you appear to be suffering from a most distressing dearth of ether. Do let me know if you require help, yes? Oh, don't need anything mended. Into his house. You needn't be nervous around Vina. Those white robes mark her as one of fair and impartial reasoning. Aside from the emissary Elpis, such garb is worn only by those who have stepped down from public office to serve as advisors. Whatever you have to say, she will listen without judgment. Emmett? Yes, this will be far more comfortable than interrogating you on the side of the road. All right. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at home while I put on some tea. Yes, I will make myself at home, because this is probably going to be a while. Stay a while and listen. Answers.
A wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water, though, so please, have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
Ba, 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 ba. It's a conundrum to be in, right? Where to start, first off? A calamity called the Final Days has befallen the world. The world has been sundered, broken into shards. Mankind is being forced to flee the star. In the future I came from... That's more vague. Without, like, speaking of things that are going to happen to them. This is more vague.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
Of course. It's going to take a long time. This is like 4 expansions worth I need to explain to you guys. Hopefully you have time. Alright, yeah, we're just straight up explaining everything. Oh, yep, we're telling you about your future self. Oh, and you, you sacrificed yourself. You're pretty much dead now.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future, whence she came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which she must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle. And we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any. But we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale?
He doesn't believe it.
Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman.
I mean, time does things to people,
To
Emmett.
sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem.
Which is why you did everything you
Yet,
did.
you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory.
It was for us to understand your plight. For me to understand
Worse
your plight.
still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable? Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren.
I mean, you technically didn't. At all.
You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Cut a little too close to the quick, I think.
Wait!
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
Dynamis is the key to all of this. Hermes and Matian are somehow involved. I'm still trying to make sense of it all. I mean, these two are both... I mean, I understand this, so I'll just do this. Dynamis is the key to all of this, I think. And the second one is the same as the first, really.
The energy distinct from ether. Though not my field, I have a basic understanding of Dynamis. And you say Hermes researched the phenomenon in the course of creating Meteon?
Meteon?
Yes. I believe this warrants further investigation. With that settled, it is time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. And suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest. Have faith. If Emmet Selk is the man Azum described to me, We've not seen the last of him.
Shall we begin our investigations, then? I am acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself I know only that which is common knowledge. Thus I suggest we fall back on the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. The observers who live here can surely tell us more of Hermes and Matian, and I have a good idea of where we might begin. Southwest. See you the woman standing in front of yonder building? Her name is Ismene. She is the one who made arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I recall, she has held her position here for quite some time. Chances are she can provide us with some insights. Go and ask your questions. I will help with drawing out answers if need be, but I leave the choice of topic up to you. Oh, she's right there. Questions from me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. The following event cannot be skipped. Begin asking questions. Greetings, Ismene. My friend here is desperately curious about Chief Hermes, and I was wondering if you might indulge her. Certainly, Mistress Vana. Anything to be of service. What do you wish to know? What kind of person is Hermes? What are Hermes' interests? Yeah, let's get the nature of the person. Well, I can only answer from my own experience, but I would describe him as a quiet man, reserved, you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief overseer. The man is a walking archive when it comes to life forms. He can discuss any species in incredible detail, and is the leading authority on concepts with the power of flight. I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else? Yes. How long has Matian been here? Matian. Do you know of Matian's abilities? It's no secret that she is a highly unusual familiar. Of late, the chief often makes his rounds with her, like a mother hen raising her chick. I understand that she is able to read emotions. She is able to typo. She is able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies. I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but I've not had occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. Do you wish you knew him better? Do you trust him? Do you trust him? I beg your pardon. I've known Chief Hermes for many years. Though I cannot say we are close, he has never withheld information to the detriment of our duties, if that is what you mean. Forgive us, we seem to have veered slightly off course here. Is there perhaps someone else who could tell us more about Metian? That would be Tiamaios. He has a similar expertise with flying concepts and is more than eager to discuss the subject. You'll find him conducting his observations on the banks of the stream somewhere to the east. Oh, and unless you take a particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. It is snowing quite a bit. We shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight. Think nothing of it. If there is aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Yeah, we already have quite a bit outside. Come, Callista, I think we've taken enough of Ismene's time. Alright, she had to interject, so I didn't do as well as I should have, I guess. You're a familiar, yes? Belonging to Mistress Vina? You couldn't have been blessed with a finer master. How you doing tonight, Ross? Our investigation is off to a fine start, wouldn't you agree? From here, I propose that we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers, if you could track down the colleague Yasmin mentioned. While I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during that previous conversation, you seem more than capable of drawing forth the answers you seek. Just got done with round 1 of shoveling. That's the benefit of living in an apartment. I don't have to worry about that. Then again, my roommate, who works in maintenance for the apartment, has to. So I understand the difficulty. All I ask is that you watch your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you finish speaking with this Timaeus. Alright, first things first. I want to go this way. Well, aren't you a doughty familiar? I'm not one for fighting myself, but if I had one such as you at my side, I would no doubt feel a great deal safer. Southwest. Yeah, how many inches do you guys have up your way? We're probably in like the 3, 4, 5 inch range, I would think here. Oh, there it is. Alright, how do I get up there then? Oops. Well, like 2 or so based on what you flung off the driveway? Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. Primordial hippo surf, huh? Dun, dun, dun. There it is. Alright, after this, one more then. And that one is off on another island. What have you missed? We just got done speaking with Vina and Emmett and Hythlodaeus. And telling them everything. Even though we were told not to, kind of. Okay, so. Over here. Oh, polar bear fell. Telemon. Those fish that swim up waterfalls, mayhap they would be able to climb more efficiently if we slimmed down their bodies to reduce friction. There he is. Yes, I am Timaeus. But please keep your voice down, you'll startle the birds. We'll begin asking questions to him now. So, what is it you wish to speak about? What do you think of Chief Hermes' flying creations? Chief Hermes' work, a worthy subject indeed. Those beings which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets the Chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Birds that climb so high that they disappear from view, others which traverse the boundless sky in moments, and all without riding the currents. I know of none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Matian too is a marvel, then. My opinion on that matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Matian as a concept, I have never delved too deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes would choose to submit Metian's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny. Analyzing a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if he came to me, a fellow artisan, looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story. Do you know of Dynamis and Entelekes? Dynamis and Entelekes. Those terms do sound vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower made here of Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence in interest? Nope. Then why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Now, I really must return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to. So I needed to ask him the other thing. I needed to tell him the information. He probably wouldn't have liked that, though. As I said, I have work to be getting on with. If you wish to speak more, you'll have to wait until I've finished for the day. Alright. Back up to Vana, then. Epiphron. Fascinating. Yes, simply fascinating. You don't often see a familiar show such interest in someone other than its master. Back already? That was quick work. You were obviously clever enough to head off any of that rambling, as Mean mentioned. So, have you any new findings to share? I see. Even an expert in the field had little understanding of Metian's capabilities, let alone an awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Metian as his personal project, and could provide no details beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe that the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we've made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to reach any definitive conclusions. Vana is musing over your recent findings, witness to the spectacle. At present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis, and the Entelekes which can control it. Yet most scholars are only vaguely aware of these terms, let alone study them in any depth, except for Hermes, it seems. Thus I am inclined to stay our current course, and learn all we can about the chief overseer and his familiar. And on that subject, was there aught else of note you can tell me about Metian, aside from her unorthodox method of communication? There are more like her. She has sisters. Created a journal. Yeah, let's share that. I rather wish you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? Try my best. That's just what he told me. So these siblings of hers now travel the great expanse in search of deeper meaning. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unsolved, I feel you've touched upon a vital clue, one we should keep in mind as we continue. Next, I propose we take ourselves to Peripeteia Crystalline, not far from here. Just follow the path to the west. That was where we were. But first... let's fight some things. rounds down. Alright. Back this way then. It is a lot easier to see now when people are down on the ground. With the health bar showing like that. That's the first time I was able to actually see it. This tower and the one further along are both part of Peripateia Crystalline, the facility where they archive all of Elpis' observational and testing records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is actually a vast area of magically interconnected spaces, which, while fascinating, is not the reason we are here, is it? I shall cut my architectural lessons short and see what those two archivists have to say. If you could find someone to speak with over at the other tower, I shall join you there or not. Alright, we'll run over there. Wah. You have questions for me? Certainly. Just a moment while I conclude my current appointment. Indeed, so if you could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should then have sufficient data for our official records. Now, what was it you wished to speak with me about? The Chief Overseer's personal research project. And by that, I assume you mean Metian? Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trailed by one creation or another. I'm afraid I cannot tell you exactly when Metian appeared, only that she now spends much of her time at Chief Hermes' side. Although, I do recall an interesting tale my dearest Galeen shared with me. Ah, Galeen is my partner and a fellow researcher here in Elpis. She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending Metian heavensward, a host of them. For several days she would speak of that scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she had ever witnessed. That sounds like a story I should like to hear. Mistress Vanaha, I thought you had already returned to the surface. Permit me to thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. Pray do not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after that task, but I have since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Would you favor me with a retelling of this sight, which so delighted your Galeen? Of course. Or you could hear it from her lips directly if you prefer. Hey! Over here! Oh. At present, she should be observing a subject in Metabasos Thalassae. She does enjoy her time there, watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans, recreated in such sublime detail. I imagine you must find similar joy in indulging your boundless curiosity, Mistress Fana, even though such pursuits must continually and regretfully delay your return to the star. Indeed they do. 'Tis a rest well-deserved and long overdue, I should think. How greatly have we prospered for the wisdom you accumulated during your travels as a Zem. And what would Elpis be without your earlier academic work? The theories you developed served as the basis of many techniques still in use today. Man is a creature of contemplation, but none embody that nature with as much enduring passion as you. I dare say there is not a soul alive more worthy of a return. I shall rejoice the day you depart on your final journey. I will be honored. Well, shall we take this opportunity to meet with Galeen in person? Of course. Then allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. It will take you up to the Skyway and spare you the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. That would be most helpful, thank you. Magic. The other archivist said naught we hadn't already heard, but this story of Galeen sounds promising. I have opened the path to the Skyway. Once you pass through the door, simply walk straight across to the next tower and ask for admittance to the upper tier. Upon arriving at the upper tier, walk straight across the Skyway, and you will find yourself at the entrance to Metabasos Thalassae. Galeen will be eager to share her tale with you, I'm sure. Oh, we have the approachable archivist up here. The tower ahead is still part of Peripatia Crystalline. We will need to ask for passage through to the upper tier. Mistress Vanaha, just passing through? Then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there is always an observer or two out on the upper Skyway. All doors open for her. Oh yeah, we're up there now. It's like it's a beacon over there, huh? Yep, 90 is max level, so we're getting ever closer. That door leads to the Thalassae, but perhaps we can trouble this person for assistance with finding Galeen. Mistress Vana, I was not told to expect. We would have prepared an official welcome. Please, there is no need for fanfare. I only wish to speak with Galeen, if that might be arranged. Yes, Galeen, of course. I will inform her immediately. But she may be engaged in a testing phase. You could be in for something of a wait. Should I let her know your business is urgent? That won't be necessary. This lovely view will keep us occupied until she is ready to receive us. Cutscene!
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view. What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
Some parts, yes. Others, not so much.
Dark, hidden places, rife with danger. Those have an altogether different, but no less powerful sort of appeal. While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures?
If I told you, I'd have to
Not the
kill you.
events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveler. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account.
Well, so there's this guy named Hildebrand. You want something that's different. Oh.
Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it.
You technically kind of are?
Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue. To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind?
Whence, exactly?
Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us, born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done.
You can do anything you set your mind to.
A passion swelled within me. An epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true. And a presence without. Immense, yet intimate. Fate, perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating. How keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath.
Think, hear, feel, think, hear, heal, think, heal, think, hear, feel, hear,
I ventured
think.
forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning, and my purpose, my love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. The moment she can let go and walk unto the end. Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way. You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
Now, recently the queues have been really long.
Pray forgive my lateness.
Yeah, interrupted.
My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, I did. 'Twas in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone. Like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up. Then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Matea, rather.
Matea.
There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Maybe.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Please.
Please. Please. Cut it out. Alright. So, another piece of the puzzle falls into place. From what we've learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to others, which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. Since we have no reason yet to suspect the former, we should consider the latter the more likely possibility. Proceeding under that assumption, our next step should be to divine why, or even if, he might desire such a terrible fate for our star. Worthy of his back. Vana has a new course of investigation in mind. Before we jump into that, I am going to take another quick break, so we will be back momentarily. Alright, we are back. Thank you. Was able to get a little bit of supper, which is good. So let's continue onward here and see what Vana has to say now. Worthy of his back. I should like to visit the site from which Hermes sent forth the Metia. If we are fortunate, we might find some hint of what drives this research of his. Galeen said she spotted them in the southeast, rising from an isle she could see from the edge. If we stand at the same vantage point, it should not prove too difficult to locate the isle in question. Let's take a look, shall we? Very apt mount right now. All the way down to the other side of the island. Poiten Oikos. All of the side quests. Try not to aggro that thing. If and we don't have to. So it must be that island over there. I hazard a guess. We need the last ether current in order for us to be able to fly over there, though. Now, if I were conducting some mystery research, where would I go? Ah, what about that one? Have you the means to fly? 'Tis quite a distance away. Not quite yet. Inconvenient, but hardly an insurmountable problem. To me, Argos. My friend, would you mind creating a double to carry Callista over to that island? Stubborn creature, there is no place on this great star we have not together traveled, and still he remains obstinate in the presence of strangers. Ah, that's why he took a liking to us earlier. Argos has rather exacting standards, I'm afraid. Oh, I know. What? You've ridden him before? Ah, your before meaning my after. Not at all confusing, that. Interesting. 'Tis certainly not unthinkable. But speaking of the here and now, the quick solution is for us to face off in a sparring match. Demonstrate to him that you are capable of holding your own against me in battle, and you should convince Argos that you are worthy of his back. And besides, I might even teach you a thing or two in the bargain. You seem doubtful, but useful lesson or not, it will certainly be a moment to remember, a memory of the distant past to cherish. What say you, traveler out of time? And if this memory turns out to be a bad one, choose your battlefield. I admire your confidence. Clear your mind and prepare your weapons. I will await you at the clearing over yonder. Time to run at her. We must do battle! Glad you came back in time for this. She gonna clean my clock here? Shall we begin? Be warned, I'll not go easy on you. Proceed. Interesting music.
Let neither side hold back.
Oh, I'm not holding back. She's going to kill me? Seems like it. She is pretty powerful.
My blade sings!
Holy shit. Get over there.
My blade sings! Impressive. I shall have to try something different. No quarter.
Okay. Okay, and here.
I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I.
Yeah, I know. I haven't decided what I want to put in that spot. So that's why it's still empty.
Prepare yourself.
Oh shit, this is gonna suck. Oh. Oh shit. This is a good spot. Oh, maybe not. So great. Alright, get back on my rotation here. Okay.
We've only just begun. Come at me with your all.
I'm doing all right so far. Shit. Get there.
My blade sings. Impressive. I shall have to try something different. No quarter.
Let's see.
Very well. Let us move to the final.
All right, this is where it starts. This is where it gets difficult, I'm guessing. Okay, that one's done. Oh, I don't have any of my jump twos. This is where it gets tough. Oh, there's that one over there. Get it! Quick! Okay. Oh my god, these things just keep coming. Uh-oh. She has 71 ether, that's not good. I would guess. Oh, there's one more over here. Oh, I missed it. I didn't finish that one off, apparently. Now I'm tethered, huh? Active time maneuver.
Shed your burdens and show me your strength of will. You still stand. The people of your time are more resilient than I had dared hope. I have seen enough.
Hey, I did it. That wasn't too bad. I mean, having the jumps ready to get out of the way of some of that stuff helped a lot. If I could get to her and get behind her.
But clearly I underestimated you.
Yes, you did. Better be the last time.
One would think I never learn. I made the same mistake with Azam when we first sparred. Despite being less than half my age, her strength was astounding. As is yours. 'Tis plain you have weathered considerable hardship. Far more even than your tales would suggest.
The worst part was the orb section. Yeah, trying to get to all of them.
It seems we have both learned much on our journeys.
Yeah, like 87 levels of skills. Argos is happy to carry me now.
Well now, I dare say he is warmed to you. A boon to be sure. He never forgets his favorites, and is ever eager to come to their aid.
Doggo S Machina? Is that what that's gonna be? Doggo X Machina? Argos will soon have us standing on the very spot where the Metia made their departure into the night sky. With luck, we will learn something of Hermes' intentions. My hope is that we find no connection, no festering wish for oblivion. Then we might have Hermes and his considerable expertise working for us, rather than against us. Kind of tired of the whole "you're the best, you're so great"? But I mean, we are. I mean, come on. A flower upon your return. Vena has Argos and his doublet heel. Let us move over to the edge before mounting, shall we? Whoa, hey! That will allow Argos to catch the currents rising up from below and give us a smooth ride over to the isle. There we go. Whoa. Round. Junk, 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 junk. Climb onto Argos' back and we can be off. You know, I honestly cannot remember the last time he carried anyone but me. Argos motions to his back with his muzzle. You've been given the go-ahead to hop on. Yes. There's the beacon. Isn't this pleasant? Argos certainly seems to think so. Now, what was the name of that tree? Noe something... Noe Tophorian. Quite a striking specimen, is it not? Noe Tophorian. Noe Tophorian. Or something like that. That was a longer flight than I expected. Brace yourself for the landing. I wouldn't want you tumbling off at the last moment.
Quite a small place, lacking even the most basic equipment. The present may yield no clues, but we may yet try perusing the past. Have you done this before?
Not controllably.
So you cannot control the power freely. Worry not. I shall assist you. Come and stand before me. There are two ways to see the past. The first entails peering through the walls of the soul in the moment a subject is recalling a memory. The second requires no subject, and is instead a process of piecing together an event from ripples left in the ambient ether. As memories are etched upon the ether of the soul, so too are they etched upon the ether of the world. In this way can history be preserved. Such memories are given to fading, however, and can prove challenging to visit. But come, let us try. Close your eyes.
All units fully functional and proceeding on course towards their respective stars. Estimated time to completion of survey is 108 cycles. End of status report. Severing connection with shared consciousness. Did you hear that, Hermes? All is well.
Yes. Good tidings at long last. Every step of the way, I've been reminded how little we understand creation. How the universe defies imagination.
But soon we won't need to speculate. We'll know the answers. What others live for.
Indeed. And we'll owe it all to you and your sisters.
I wonder what answers we will get.
Whatever intelligent beings that exist out there are bound to be vastly different from us. Diverse in form and culture. Possessed of unique ways of thinking. Their conception of life and its purpose will be no exception. Completely and utterly unlike ours.
Utterly unlike... how?
I have no idea. Yet whatever answers we receive, I will not dismiss them out of hand. No. I will think earnestly on them all. And I will share them with our people, that together we may contemplate our own existence. Perhaps then our star will become a better place. Not only for man, but for all life. Meteon, though I gave you wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet. Learn to walk and run and so much more. And when you return, older and wiser, we will have a celebration to mark your homecoming and coming of age both.
Will there be apples? Covered in syrup?
And how are you supposed to eat them? Rather than food, perhaps... a flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Jim. Great gift, just what you wanted, yeah. I guess I didn't see how much it is. It's probably going to be full price, $60.
So, what is your opinion?
It doesn't seem malicious. I couldn't say just by this. Hermes wouldn't wish for the final days. I'm pretty sure that seems pretty certain.
I'm inclined to agree. As we had suspected, the two are somehow involved. Yet 'tis difficult to believe that they would deliberately seek to end all life. In light of this, I propose that we reveal your tale to Hermes himself. If he does not wish for the final days, as we believe, he may well join us in pursuing a solution. Then it is settled. Let us seek out our friend with all swiftness.
You assumed over 60 if it's FF7 and integrate or whatever. Yeah, it might be. Maybe it's 70.
'Twould not do to let such a pure soul be blackened by tragedy.
Whoa. There are any number of places where Hermes might be in Elpis. But we could do worse than look in the Ctisis Hyperborea, the largest facility. It stands in Ithoseleketos Boreas, the Northern Isle. I wonder, Callista, for an institution which claims to studiously research every species destined for release into the world, did you not question how they find room for them all on so few islands? The answer lies within Ctisis itself. I touched upon the practice before back at the archives, where a vast area is stitched together out of multiple conceptual spaces. The same holds true for the interior of this facility and its magically constructed environs. 'Tis there, with those sprawling habitats, that the chief overseer of and most of Elpis's observers conduct the bulk of their work. Come, the simplest route is via the teleporter north of Oikos. Haha. Ether current quests. I wonder, I mean, it might already be up on Steam to pre-order, right? And that would give us our answer. Woo! Bird tricks. Academia student. Oh, it's Epic Game Store exclusive. Okay, crazy. The perks of being a lost flower. The academia student wears an expression of concern as she scans the horizon. You're a visitor too, aren't you? Perhaps you might be willing to help me then. Did you happen to see a blue-haired woman in the area? She wouldn't have been wearing a mask. I see. She and I are students of the Academia Anator, and we had intended to spend our downtime visiting Elpis together. We were just on our way when she realized she forgot something back in Anagnorisis, so she ran back, and that was the last I saw of her. She can be a bit, how shall I put it, scatterbrained, so she may well have simply got lost on her way back. I would rather not search for her myself, for what if she comes back while I'm away? So if it isn't too much trouble, perhaps you would be so kind as to look for her. Sure. Like us, she won't be wearing a mask, and so should stand out a touch. You'll find her in the area of Philomithes Notos, in all likelihood. If you do come across her, could you help her out a bit? See, she makes it back? Sure. Let me get this other quest first. Well, I won't be able to look at it then, because I don't have Epic Game Store installed. Anti-maskers, what crowd you running with here? No, it's all social structure. Certain people can't wear masks. The people that work on the island wear masks. The people that are guests on the island don't wear masks. Myra. An unexpected guest. Myra appears to be mildly perturbed. Well, this is a pickle. Whatever am I to... Please, tell me you're here to deliver a message from Cleon. You are a familiar, yes? Kind of? Supposedly, that's what everybody thinks. Azem's familiar. Oh, and I do like the name, Callista. But if you belong to Azem, then what has become of our visitor from Amarat? He was meant to arrive some time ago. Our wildlife subjects are accustomed to the presence of long-term observers, but when someone from outside of Elpis comes to visit, the reactions can be somewhat unpredictable and occasionally violent. Would you be so kind as to track down Cleon and see that no harm has befallen him? Visitors don't wear masks, so he should be easy to spot. And if you do happen to find him in the process of being mauled, you have my permission to terminate the offending subject. Safety first. Gotta find Cleon wherever he is. Alright, so we gotta go back down there for the other one. So we'll do this one first. We both mounted similar mounts at the same time. That was something. The horns were in stereo and everything. Blade Runner, huh? Nice tank. Watch out for the Minotaur here. I'm guessing that's what he's going to be mauled by. Yep. Nailed it. Hey, Cleon. You're screwing up. Thank you for taking the initiative. I wasn't sure about the etiquette of destroying a creature from under observation. I am Cleon, recently arrived from Amarat. I assume Myra sent you to fetch me. Sure did. I see. Well, we had best not keep her waiting any longer. Fear not. I will avoid upsetting any more of the local inhabitants. So you say, sir. So you say. Whoa. There we go. Back to this area. Let's run there. Then we'll teleport down to the other island again. This is Myra, yes? Callista, thank you for seeing to the safety of our guest. Indeed, my hesitancy to act would have ended poorly had your messenger not been there to shield me. And I'm certainly glad that she was. Now, shall we proceed to the business of the day? I believe you had some concerns regarding your personal creations. Yes, as embarrassing as it is to admit, I was worried that the concepts I registered with the Bureau of the Architect may not be fit for release into the wild. Oh, you needn't feel embarrassed. You wouldn't be the first visitor we've had who's expressed difficulty in helping their children leave the nest. We can look in on them right now if you like. I should like that very much, but I do have one request. When you swooped in to rescue me from that beast, I was treated to an impressive display of battle prowess. An entity with your strength and instinct would be the perfect candidate for evaluating the worth of my modest creations. I must insist that you join us. Excuse me. What a fascinating notion. Yes, I quite agree with your assessment. Then we all go together, whenever you are ready, Callista. Yes, I will be ready, in a moment. And by a moment, not right now. Okay, so we'll head north. There you are. Blue-haired student. Yes, can I help you? Oh, wait. Do you need directions somewhere? Not to be rude, but I beg of you. Ask someone else. I happen to be lost myself. What was that? A woman asked you to come and find me? That would be my friend, no doubt. How embarrassing. I had hoped to keep this hopelessly directionless side of myself under wraps. I feel terrible leaving her like that, but I'd clean forgotten a task from one of my professors. I rushed back to collect the item I was asked for, which I found, thankfully, but got rather turned around when attempting to return. But don't you worry about me. I'll be just fine on my own. Now, if I'm right, then following this road east will lead me to a teleporter, I think. I mean, I know. I have business with your friend anyway. I can escort you. You mean it, truly? Well, that is... I mean, if you're heading in that direction anyway, I don't see why I shouldn't tag along. Oh, no, please, after you. If I'm able to get as far as the teleporter that connects to Poitin Oikos, I should be able to make the remainder of the trip on my own. Now then, would you mind? Alright. Just curve this all the way around here. What a relief it is to see a familiar sight. I should be all right without you now. After all, it's just a straight shot from here to Poitin Oikos. Goodness, the earful I'm going to get from my friend. I've kept her waiting for far too long. Well, I really should hurry. She is owed an explanation and a heartfelt apology. Do come see us, though. I would like to thank you properly. Hey, he did find his way. I thought he was going to get lost again. I should have been upfront with my friend and simply told her why I went back. My blasted pride so often gets in the way. Thank you for your help. Truth be told, when my friend first dashed off, I had assumed it was because she forgot an assignment from Metron. Lo and behold, I was right. We are studying at the words of Metron in Academia Anadur, learning all we can about the endangering of aquatic life from that selfsame master. Honestly, though, I've no idea why Metron would ask me to procure a flower of all things, and one that's still undergoing testing in Elpis. It's very beautiful, yes, but what has it to do with ichthyology? Well, nothing, but that's the point, surely. It must be intended as a present, one meant for Lawgriff. Metron is hopelessly enamored, as we all well know. We do? This is certainly news to me. Though now that you mention it, I suppose I have seen sparks between them. I wonder why I never noticed before. You seem like an idiot, blue-haired student. That's what it is. That settles it. We need to hurry back and begin an in-depth observation of their romantic entanglements. I can't believe I wasted all this valuable research time lost amongst the trees. And I would have wasted even more if not for you, good lady. Now that my friend and I are together again, we can go back to the Academia and deliver the flower to Metron before it wilts. But before we rush off, a reward. You certainly deserve it. Yes, I do. Lots of running around for his stupidity. Oh, why? Alright, up here to head to the next area. Combat Concept Observer. There we go. This be a teleporter. Oh, you can fight a Pegasus, huh? Oh, a Pegasus. This appears to be the teleporter Vana told you about. Motes of light yet hang in the air, suggesting the device was but recently activated. Ah, good. The teleporter acknowledged you as my guest. You should now have the authority to use it as you wish. As for the way to Catisis Hyperborea, we follow this path, then turn left at the crossroads. "145 yalms to the northwest." We'll go and grab that first. Oh, it's going to be up on there. 58 yalms to the northeast. Ah, there it is. Oh, that was a little bit of a waste. Alright, so now we just have to... Yep, we just have to finish the final story quest that has the flying in it, and then we will be attuned here. Quite the structure. Very Amoratine. Here we are, the grandest research facility in Elpis. We should head inside and ask after Hermes' whereabouts. He's going to be right there, I bet. Hermes is at another facility, as we have just discovered. Ah, it's these two. Hey! Furthermore, we've confirmed that his studies into Dynamis, as well as his creation of Metean, were entirely private pursuits. No one else we spoke with appeared to possess the chief's depth of knowledge on the subject, and neither did we hear any tales of stolen research. Which means that if Hermes himself harbors no desire to bring down an apocalypse, then he might be recruited to help prevent one. Or so saith the illustrious Emmett Selk. Huh? According to your story, the 14 divined the connection between the celestial currents and the final days, but were never able to pinpoint the root cause of the calamity. With our people's greatest minds, not to mention Hythlodaeus' sharp eyes, committed to the pursuit of a solution, such an outcome seems inconceivable. The only possible explanation is if the nature of the catalyst was so inexplicable that even we failed to perceive it. And what better fits that description than the invisible, intangible Dynamis? Which in turn leads us to our next question. How did Hermes, in his role as Fandaniel, not recognize the subject of his own research? We must assume that he either knew and was unable to help, or that he was otherwise prevented from identifying the cause in the first place. At this juncture, all we can do is speculate. To be clear, the Convocation does not tolerate acts of deception or malice. We are practiced at perceiving truth, and would have known had Fandaniel lied to us. Hermes has no conscious wish for the world to end. Of that I am certain. It seems there is more to the tale after all. We conducted an investigation of our own, you see. We went to this island. It was lovely. How comforting. We seem to have reached the exact same conclusion. I see no reason to delay further. 'Tis time we brought Hermes into the fold, as it were. Thank you for understanding. Huh? He's gonna, like, rebuke us still. Save your thanks. I did not say I believed your ridiculous story. But as Emmett Selk, I have a duty to examine any potential threat to our existence, no matter how ludicrous or personally offensive I may find it. Hythlodaeus just chuckles away back there. How lovely. Our merry duo has become a quartet. Past disagreements are no reason to reject collaboration in the here and now. I commend Emmett Selk for his practicality. Do not approach me, do not speak to me, and do not dare presume to treat me as a friend. I am merely carrying out my duty. Hunger in the garden. Hythlodaeus is eager to find Hermes. I think the time for leisurely exploration has passed. If I might have a moment to adjust my vision. There he is. On the next tile over, Metean is with him. Hermes appears to be in the midst of an observational study, but I suggest we hurry over before they venture elsewhere. Head straight down the path. We can teleport to Misopses Euros from the device at the bottom of the slope. Now we're going to teleport there. Ethos Selecticos Boreas. There we go. This appears to be the teleporter to Mysopses Euros. Let's go! Travel from Easterly Borneus to Euronius. All these words. Mysopses Euros is interesting in that it is the only region in Elpis which lacks a researcher hub. This is largely due to the nature of its observation sites, within which they let loose creatures anticipated to be unruly and dangerous. I have also heard tell that the area is kept deliberately sparse in the event that, well, let's just say that no one should live near the teleporter which provides access to a certain facility. What? You expect me to praise you and your progress? On the contrary, I'm simply surprised you made it this far. Then again, even with you slowing her down, there is no denying that Vana is an accomplished researcher. Her wealth of wisdom and experience is unmatched, and her achievements in creation magics, in any field, frankly, are nothing short of extraordinary. Though the singular brilliance which sets her apart can make her motives somewhat impenetrable at times. As her student and successor puts it, she is a force of nature, at once so close and at the same time so very distant. They are close by, within the Hungering Gardens. That would be the circular enclosure you see just up ahead. Well then, Callista, make yourself useful and bring Hermes out here to us. If I were to go, he would assume I was only there to press him on the Fandaniel matter. Of all of us present, you stand the best chance at convincing him to put aside his work for the moment. But the creations in there are not exactly... then again, perhaps Callista can handle them. She did survive a bout with Vana, after all. Sure did. First time, too. Off you go to find Hermes, but do be prepared to come to blows with the garden's denizens. So we gotta go over there. Double check here, but I'm pretty sure, yep, that should be everything, yep. So before I go a hunting and a searching for Hermes, we're gonna take another quick break. We will be back momentarily.